Political fight. Weeks after the May primary here in West Virginia, State Senator Chandler Swope, who represents Mercer County as well as parts of McDowell, Mingo, and Wayne counties in District 6, is pushing his formal challenge of the results of that primary election, delivering a defeat that will unseat him as a legislator. As our Robert Castillo sits down with Swope and shares more on why he feels the results are suspect.
Chandler Swope lost his bid for re-election by more than 450 votes. Challenger Craig Hart from Mingo County unseated the incumbent. Swope has challenged the results because he says the partisan numbers don't add up. Swope, a Republican, suspects Democrats in Mingo County were possibly allowed to vote a Republican ballot in the primary. Swope says over 70% of votes cast in the county were Republican, while only about 20% were Democrats.
The average number of votes through our district and the state of West Virginia was about 30% of voter turnout. Mingo County reported 70%, so that's statistically unlikely. So through my attorneys, I've requested copies of the election records.
Swope says his lawyers requested to have the records ready by last Friday. It didn't happen.
Their response last Friday was they would do it within 30 days. Because election integrity is so critical schedule-wise, it's very important to move quickly on this in order to get on the ballot for this November election.
Even though it's longer than he anticipated, Swope says the plan is to review the election results once he and his lawyers receive them. That's how they will know if there's any validity to his suspicions.
State statutes say that if you find voting irregularities in a precinct, instead of having a new election, they just throw all the votes of that precinct out. So it would be a matter of auditing every precinct in Mingo County to see whether or not irregularities happened.
Multiple affidavits from Mingo County voters are a part of Swope's primary election challenge. One of those voters says they were registered as a Democrat but were allowed to vote in the Republican primary. Another voter alleges that there was no privacy while they were voting and says a poll worker stood behind them and watched them vote. We are going to continue to monitor and share any new developments in this story. Here for you in Mercer County, I'm Robert Castillo, WVVA News.
Thank you for that report, Robert. WVVA has reached out to the West Virginia Secretary of State's office for more information about Swope's challenge and what the protocol is for a situation like this. Donald Kersey, the Secretary of State's Chief of Staff, says the Mingo County Commission actually has the option of counting how many ballots were involved in each precinct and if there were enough irregularities to make a difference in the outcome of that election. In the ballots in those precincts could be thrown out by the county commission. The issue is complicated, but we're posting more information on our website. If you'd like to read that letter yourself, just head to WVVA.com to do so.